All right, okay. Welcome to Women on the Ball from the Blue Room. This is an extra special podcast and YouTube recording for you with the man behind Everton Women. It is, of course, manager Willie Kirk. Willie, thank you for joining me. We're here at Finch Farm again on a pretty gloomy January day, but the recent activity is definitely meaning that the future is looking bright. Tell us a little bit first off about transfers. 3 in, 3 out?
Yeah, 3 in, 3 out. I suppose starting with the outs first. Faye Bryson, who'd been a great servant to the club. She just needed to find games at this stage in her career. You know, she's still a young girl, although she's been at the club for a number of years. So she's moved to Bristol, featured in their game at the weekend. Then we got a couple out on loan in terms of hopefully for their longer term development. You know, Elise Hughes I still see as a future Everton number 9. She's just a young kid, and she's just not got the game time that probably herself and as expected her to, for a number of reasons. So we felt it was important that we put her first. It might leave us a little bit short at times, but we put her first in terms of trying to get her game time, and she's went to Bristol for the rest of the season. And then Georgia Brown, you know, we've probably ended up with one centre back too many as it stands. Just that was the way the summer recruitment went in terms of ins and outs. And I think again it was important for G to play. You know, I still think G's got an important part to play in the future. If she wants that, she's away to hopefully get some game time at Birmingham, and then come back in the summer, and we'll reevaluate things along with G and see if she wants to be here next year.
Something we've just touched on with the girls in episode 3 of Women on the Ball there is how support works from the club when a player goes out on loan, still relatively new in the women's game. So what does the club do in terms of your staff, in terms of supporting players who are away for that short time?
Well, certainly from a contact point of view, myself and Chris will stay in touch with the girls weekly, fortnightly, that sort of thing. So I've already spoke to Lisa and G since they've been out. Just find out how they're settling into training, that sort of thing. So that will, you know, we'll watch the games back. If we can get to the games, great. Obviously, it's difficult. We're normally playing at the same time, so we can watch them back on video. And then our physical performance coach will stay in touch with Birmingham and Bristol in this case, their physical performance coach, in terms of load-in or GPS data, that sort of stuff. So we managed to track them quite closely. Obviously we've just not got that day-to-day contact, but hopefully there's enough support there. And the girls know they only need to ask, and if they're struggling with something or if they want advice on something.
Yeah, it sounds like the rest of the team are making up any possible slack there with WhatsApps and keeping in touch on likes of Instagram and stuff as well. So there's still a real family feel with the team.
Yeah, I think so. I think that is something that's been one of our strengths this year, and since we've come in, we've tried to develop that as a family feel, as a real togetherness, and even when players leave, be it permanent or temporary, I think there's still that contact and that connection between the girls.
So tell us about who's coming in. Start with Sandy McIver.
Yep, Sandy is obviously graduated now from her time in the States. She was here as a young girl in the youth academy. She went to City. I think she was at City for a year before she decided to go to college in the States. We've tracked her for over a year since it came in. She was a goalkeeper that we wanted to bring to the club. We knew we'd have to be patient. We were patient, and we obviously managed to get her here. There was quite a bit of interest in her, so I think she's a future England number 1. I think she's a top goalkeeper. She's got a lot to still improve on, she knows that, but she made her debut at the weekend, and I thought it was a very encouraging debut as well.
Izzy Christensen is somebody else who's come back as well?
Yeah, fantastic. You know, Izzy was here for a year. I think her first senior team was Everton, so she knows a little bit about the club. She also can see the huge changes, not just in the game, but in what we do as a club since then. So she's picked up so much real experience since then. You know, she's been at Birmingham, she's been at City, she's been at Lyon, you know, the best club side in the world. She's accumulated more than 30 caps for the country, so she comes back a completely different person, a completely different player, and it was a huge statement, I think, for us to sign Izzy. You know, to get her directly from Lyon, the players that she's been training with every day for the last 18 months, that will only benefit us, and she was really positive. You know, it much a two-way thing. We never really had to convince her too much. There was a real want from her to come back to the club. So I think she's seen from a distance what we've been doing, and I think she's been impressed by that. So it was a real coup for us, I think, to convince us to come to the club.
There was a great quote from Izzy, if you'd watched the coverage against Reading at the weekend as well. She'd said to Everton Women on their Twitter that even though she'd not actually participated in the game, she felt like she'd played the 90 minutes. So you can tell that she's very much invested in the team and in Everton.
She was absolutely buzzing after the game. Like, she came,
you could see
she
that.
bounced down from the stand, and I went to see her, and we hugged, and you could see how much it meant to her. Like, she was as if she just played the game. So
fantastic.
I think that's great to get, especially a senior players buying as quickly as that. And also the fact that we originally spoke about a loan deal, and the fact that we managed to get her on a permanent for 18 months, I think again is a statement of intent in terms of the support I'm getting for the club and the direction we want to go in.
Yeah, fantastic to have her back. And who is it who completes then for January?
Yeah, Hayley Rasso. Probably been working on that deal for about 4 months. We've obviously pulled in a little bit of help from Mr. Cahill. Tim's been great both ways because he knows Hayley personally. Hayley's obviously asked him for almost a reference on the club.
Of course,
I've spoke to him about a reference on the person rather than the player. I'd seen more than enough in terms of the player, like I was interested in her, and I know that she would add a lot to the club in terms of the type of player she is. She's the type of player I wanted. I thought we were missing that a little bit, that type of player, and I really just spoke to Tim a couple of times about her character and what type of person we're getting, because that's important for us.
Of course.
The last thing I want is a player to travel halfway across the world and then we find out it's not the type of person we want. So so Tim's helped us with that, but really exciting. Over 40 caps for our country. She's played in, she's split her time between the NWSL and the W League for 5 years now. So playing for the top teams there. So she's again, it was a huge want from Hayley to come to the club. She wanted to move to Europe. She wanted to move to England in particular, and as I said, we've been working on that for about 4 months now. So it was great to finally get it over the line. And when she gets here, it'll be good.
Yeah, the January you wanted. The January you envisaged.
It's been a great January. I think we've maxed out in terms of we did exactly what we wanted to do in terms of ins and outs, and I don't think it could have went any better, to be honest.
Well, the only thing you've got to work on is a very warm Scouse welcome for these girls, because they're swapping the likes of the Gold Coast, Portland and Lyon
honestly
to come to Finch Farm, where it's a little bit gloomy some days, we've got to be honest.
If people check out her Instagram, because she's not doing anything just now. She's had almost a week off between Brisbane and then meeting up with Australia for the Olympic qualifiers, and she's just been spending it next to the pool. And I thought, this girl is in for a huge shock.
First pictures of Hayley at Finch Farm, and she'll have all of the training kit on, and then another layer over the top. I think the way things are going, it would be really amazing to see the progress from these new signings as we head towards what's probably, at least locally, the biggest game that we've talked about in a long time. A historic derby at Goodison Park on the 9th of February. We've got a couple of fixtures beforehand as well, Brighton away, and also the FA Cup 4th round as well against London Bees on Sunday. How do new signings and changes in the team kind of correlate with a non-stop fixture list?
I think it's probably good, because then they come in, we've been doing relatively well this season. There's always room for improvement, but I think that because we've been doing well and we've strengthened whilst doing well, there's not been any desperation or rush to get these girls in the start lineup. We've been unfortunate as they picked up a calf injury shortly after arriving, and I think it's just a gradual. If our culture is strong enough, the culture looks after the player. Be that a player showing them the ropes, a player telling them what the standards are, the staff relaying consistent messages, probably starting from myself and being threaded throughout the whole staff. So I think our culture is strong, and I think that's helped anybody settle in. And I think obviously the two that are here already have settled in really, really well. The fact that Izzy feels part of it. She's not been on the pitch yet, but she feels part of it. So I think that's huge. That's a huge compliment to the way we're running things and the players as well. So
I was really interested in some comments that you'd made prior to the Reading game, I think it was. Obviously, we know every January is going to be a busy time in terms of the girls fighting for their place each week, and that it shouldn't be a case of non-players that we waiting for somebody else to drop off. it's very much a case of everybody being at that top level, so you can pick and choose. How is that working then with the team?
Well, it's still a struggle. It's not easy for us because we've not got a first 11 in my head. Every opponent gives us a different challenge to think about. The form of players, the availability of players for injuries. I don't think we've got a starting 11. I would hate to hope that we've got a starting 11 because I don't necessarily agree with it. I think it's good to keep the players on their toes. So it's a struggle for us sometimes to pick that team every week. It's certainly been a struggle for some players. That element of competition brings out the best in people, but it can also be a real challenge for players to get their heads around, and there's a constant pressure, and sometimes I don't think that will be a great experience for them, but I do think that at the end of it they will come out a better player and a stronger person. So we said as soon as we walked in 14 months ago that we had that short term, we need to stay up, and then we need to improve the squad, and that sort of medium to long term target was, can we become a top half team? What do we need to do to become a top half team? Let's increase intensity in training, let's get a stronger squad so everyone's competing every day and not just on a Sunday. So we've done that, and I think we're getting the benefit of it. Even after the game on Sunday, the training on Tuesday, the intensity that's also in the games was incredible, and that's momentum. That's momentum from the way they had to battle against Reading. That's the players that went through that battle, taking it into training. That's the players that were left out for whatever reason, knowing that they have to step up to the mark and hit those new minimum standards. So it's been great for us, but it's not been easy, but it's been great, I think, for the full squad.
Now we've got to talk about the derby going forward. Locally, as we say, the murmurs have started already. It was obviously back in November, the first time that we saw the two teams clash at a main Premier League venue over at Anfield. What is it already kind of in the psyche of the girls, already in the psyche of the team heading into the derby, or are we very much looking at Sunday, the fixture afterwards, and then we come to the derby?
I think our focus is obviously on the next game. It's always the next game, but I think anybody at either of the clubs would be lying if they said that they never looked, when the fixture list comes out, you look for the derby games, and then you might look for some of the other games like the Uniteds and the Cities and the Arsenals and Chelseas, but the first thing you look for is the derby games. Very quickly it became close to my heart because my first game in charge was a derby, and we won it, so it's special for me already. I've now featured in 4 of them, and I know how much they mean to both sides. So obviously the Anfield experience was fantastic. To win the game made it even better, and now the fact that the club are making sure they're going to do it properly at Goodison, and we're going to match Liverpool in terms of making sure the derby takes a special place in the fixture list, and we're going to have it at the stadium. It's just going to add to that, how special it feels.
So in terms of preparations then, how is it going to fit? It's difficult to ask you because I know, like you said, we're looking at Sunday's fixture, and that and then the one after, which is a big old trip down to Brighton as well. So it's not as if it's just local. In terms of yourself, in terms of preparations of managing the team for the first ever, it is a historic moment, if you like, to take the girls out at Goodison. What are you hoping that the city or how the city will react? There was obviously a big turnout in terms of it being at Anfield last year. Are you hoping Goodison will up the ante?
Yeah, I hope so. I think both clubs would do that. Whoever got the first one, the second one would try and beat be that attendance, be that how they what occasion they managed to put on, the dress, the stadium, everything about it. Even the hospitality, I think they're putting on. Each club will try and always get that one up on another one. So our preparation started last night in terms of taking the girls to Goodison for the Newcastle match, just to get them on the pitch, to get them in the stadium. We'll never replicate it in terms of what that will feel like us crossing the white line, but the preparation sort of started just lightly, but last night in terms of making sure it was a team activity, so everybody had to be there.
Is that the first time at Goodison for any of the players?
A lot of them have been there. I think
the new additions?
I think, the new additions certainly. First time they've been there. We did a tour earlier this season, I think. But again, when there's a full house and an actual match setting, it's completely different. So Yeah, I think it was good. I think the players enjoyed it. I think we all left before Newcastle woke up.
I was hoping we weren't going to talk about that bit,
So
but yeah.
I think everybody enjoyed it because we never actually had to go through that last
Yeah.
few minutes.
Lucy said that she was well out in the car park
Yeah, I
and
was
couldn't
halfway
understand
home.
why the Newcastle fans were celebrating when they came out.
I know,
Got it.
crazy, but yeah, obviously
Yeah.
one of those things. But yeah, so everybody's looking forward to it. I think again the club have decided we're having it at Goodison and we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
So we obviously would love to get more than 23,500.
Well, I was just going to say, so my last question to you then, in terms of like ticket sales. So for adults, it's just £6, and for over 65s and juniors, it's just £3. How important is it when you look at the wider women's game that these games are so accessible?
Yeah, I think it does. I think you can, for somebody to tell you can go to a Liverpool derby for £6 is
You
probably
take the hand
value
off,
for
right?
money. Yeah. And I think anybody who was at the Anfield game would have enjoyed it. I don't think it was a particularly great game. I think the occasion got to certainly our players. I don't think we played great, but we obviously won the game. I think the importance of the crowd is huge because the fight we had to put up, we were defending that second half in front of the Kop, and it was good numbers there, and the support Liverpool got from that stand almost was enough to score a goal itself. And we had to fight tooth and nail to keep hold of that clean sheet and keep hold of the 3 points, and the 2,500 that we took gave us so much energy because we're defending with the Kop behind us, but we see our own support in the far corner, and the way the girls reacted to winning and go and celebrate with the fans, and it means everything. So I think if we can try and turn that around and use that in a real positive way, so can we get more than 23,500? That's over to the Evertonians to decide that, and hopefully they come out in numbers to support us.
I've absolutely no doubt. If you're still looking for tickets or you want any more information about the upcoming fixtures for Everton women, we'll put a link below if you're watching on YouTube, and if not, you can drop us a line on the Blue Room on Twitter and on Instagram too. Willie, thank you so much for your time, and good luck going into the FA Cup fourth round on Sunday. Thanks.